Hi, I'm Lena Powell, and I'm in the fall 2023 semester of the Anatomy of the Eye course. I'm going to go through this diagram of the eye and discuss these 18 different labeled sections. So I'm going to start here in the anterior segment of the eye at the front with the cornea. And the cornea is a transparent protective layer on the front of the eye that is curved, and it provides the most refraction of light that enters the eye. So next is the conjunctiva, and that is a clear membrane, and it covers the outside of the sclera, which is the outer layer of the eye, and also the inside of our eyelids. The iris is the colored portion of the eye, usually either blue, green, or brown, and that is in control of how much light enters our eye through the pupil. The iris will both get smaller to allow the pupil to get bigger, or get bigger to make the pupil smaller. And one trivial fact about the iris is that it has approximately 240 unique features, and that's 5 times as many as a fingerprint. So it's actually much more effective for identification purposes than even a fingerprint. So the pupil is a round hole in the middle of the iris, and that's where light enters our eye. The aqueous is a watery liquid that fills this chamber here in the anterior portion of the eye, and it provides some nutrition for the surrounding parts of this eye. The lens is going to be this section right here. It's a transparent structure behind the iris that actually changes shape to help refract and focus light as it enters through the pupil. The canal of Schlemm, here's where it's located on this diagram. It allows aqueous to flow from this anterior chamber into what's called the trabecular meshwork, which sort of surrounds the outside of the canal, and that travels through the canal to the venous system of the body, and the meshwork acts as a filtration system as the aqueous flows into the canal. The ciliary muscles are, which you see here, those actually control the focus of the eye by causing the lens to change shape. The suspensory ligaments, which are noted right here, are the long, thin fibers that actually connect the ciliary body to the lens. So that's what allows it to help it change shape. The vitreous humor is a clear jelly-like liquid that fills this posterior segment of the eye. The optic nerve, which we see back here at the back of the eye, is a bundle of fibers, and it actually carries the impulses from the retina to the brain. So the impulses move this way toward the brain. The optic disc is located right at the very front of the optic nerve in the posterior segment, and that is where we call our blind spot. That's where that is located, because there are no photoreceptors at this particular spot right here. The macula is a very small area at the back of the retina, and it has many photoreceptors, mostly cones, like exclusively cone cells right there, and that helps provide our visual acuity. The fovea centralis is located at the very center of the macula, and that has the highest concentration of cones, and that's where we get our 20/20 vision stems from the fovea centralis. And the ora serrata is noted up here. That's the area of the inner eye where the retina ends and the choroid layer of the eye can be seen. So the choroid layer is the layer just outside of the retina. The retina itself is the inner lining of the back chamber of the eye, and it contains those photoreceptor cells, the rods and cones, and those are what receive light rays that come in through the pupil, and they convert those light rays into electrical impulses that then get sent up through the optic nerve to the brain. The choroid, as mentioned, is the layer between the retina and the sclera. And the choroid is where the blood vessels of our eye are located, and those provide nourishment to the retina itself. And the sclera, as we discussed, is the tough white fibrous on the outside of the eye that acts as a protective layer. And those are the 18 labeled portions of the eye on this diagram.